That was then, this is now. Brian and Mark are best friends. They have lived together with Brian's mother ever since Mark's parents shot each other in a drunken brawl. The boys hang out at Charlie's bar and earn money by hustling pool. Charlie tells the pair that M&M, a younger hippie boy, is looking for them. Brian and Mark find M&M in time to stop Curly Shepherd and his greaser gang from beating M&M up. The hippies are a new group and the lines between the two former groups, the greasers and socks, are becoming blurred. The following day, Brian and Mark visit Brian's mother in the hospital. While there, Brian meets Kathy Carlson, M&M's older sister, who works in the snack bar. Brian is taken with Kathy and hopes to see her again. Brian and Mark also visit Mike Chambers, a boy Brian's mother befriends. Mike is recovering from a beating after being falsely accused of harming a young African American girl. Mike tells Brian and Mark what happened, how he actually saved the girl from being harassed by a group of whites. Mike drove the girl home and his car was surrounded by a group of African American kids. They pulled him from the car and nearly beat him to death when the girl lied, claiming Mike hurt her. Despite the beating, Mike does not hate African Americans. When he thinks about it from the girl's viewpoint, he can almost understand why she lied. After the visit ends, Brian and Mark discuss Mike's misfortune. Mark does not share Mike's understanding of the factors that caused the girl to lie. Mark states that if anyone ever hurt him like that, he would hate them forever. Mrs. Douglas's hospital stay causes financial stress. The boys are forced to look for jobs, but they do not have much luck. Brian asks Charlie for a job. Charlie refuses because Brian is underage. Charlie also doubts Brian's honesty in certain areas, though he does trust Brian enough to loan him his car so Brian can take Kathy to a school dance. At the dance, Brian's former girlfriend, Angela Shepherd, starts a fight intending to punish Ponyboy Curtis for failing to respond to her advances. Unfortunately, Mark is the unintended recipient of a bottle to the head. Brian leaves Kathy at the dance and goes with Mark to the hospital. Mark gets stitched up. Ponyboy hotwires Charlie's car and brings Kathy to the hospital. Brian takes over driving duty, dropping off Ponyboy and Kathy and finally taking Mark home. The boys stay up talking. Mark tells Brian that even though they are not blood relations, he feels like they are real brothers. After Mark recovers, the boys go to Charlie's bar to make some money hustling pool. Brian manages to hustle a couple of Texans, who are not happy to lose their money. The Texans wait for the boys outside, intent on teaching them a lesson. Charlie realizes the boys are in trouble and attempts to save them. The boys witness Charlie's death when the Texans shoot him. In the weeks that follow, the boys struggle to make sense of Charlie's death. Meanwhile, the financial strife at home grows worse. Mrs. Douglas is hospitalized again. Mark gives Mrs. Douglas money but will not reveal where it is coming from. Mark grows distant. Brian finds himself frequently turning to Kathy for support instead.